Welcome to the PFM board video session number 1. My name is Napodano and I am the founding partner of the board. Today's session is on performance budget analysis. This is the index. We start with some country comparisons. Looking at the graph, it's clear that it takes time to implement the reform after there is the political commitment and the actual decision to implement it, and this political commitment needs to be sustained over the period. Evolution of budgetary and public expenditure control. The difference is between central control and MTF is that central control guarantees macro-fiscal sustainability, but you only have, through the MTF, a delegation of authority to line ministries to choose most efficient ways to provide services within defined budget ceilings. Only with the MTF, an introduction of a performance framework is possible. Another country comparison that I leave to you to analyze. Linking budget to strategic policy priorities. We are talking about strategic planning. 3 major reform steps. Please keep in mind the 2 definitions, allocative efficiency and operational efficiency. We will come back to them later in the session. You have a visual presentation here of the rolling nature of the MTF. Why a 3-year framework? Basically for fund predictability. You need fund predictability to avoid uncertainty and volatility in spending, as shown in this graph. We go back to the definitions of allocative efficiency and operational efficiency. They are on the expenditure side. These 2 cannot be achieved without aggregate fiscal discipline on the revenue side. Governance and transparency in performance management. Linking budget to policies, cycle, program policy review, program expenditure and investment planning, monitoring the implementation process. Without step number 3, the cycle is useless. We have the example of UK with its public service agreements adopted by the previous UK government. I focus your attention on the delivery agreement. Whatever framework is adopted, the delivery process is key to the success for the achievement of the performance. Another example from USA, program assessment rating tool. Have a look at the title of their website, expectmore.gov. Performance monitoring. Another cycle, virtuous cycle of result-based monitoring. Sustainability of the system, good quality of monitoring information, utilization of monitoring information. Again, the monitoring information needs to be used to reinforce the cycle. And the purposes for the utilization of monitoring information are evidence-based national planning, sector program policy analysis, promote accountability. Promoting accountability should not scare politicians and senior managers in the public sector. Accountability is not investigation. Accountability does not lead to individual punishment. It is necessary to improve the implementation of the policies and to strive for excellence. To introduce a performance-based monitoring, the following weaknesses need to be addressed. A performance-based monitoring is not a administrative compliance, is a management tool. We have some few examples. New Zealand, they have adopted an advanced system of management contracts. We do not suggest management contracts for developing and transition countries, but all the highlighted words are elements that need to be adopted even by these countries for a successful implementation of performance budgeting. Another example, this time from United States. Notice the signature of the president at that time, William J. Clinton. So the accountability goes up to the top political level. Another example from India, in which the targets are weighted, and that brings the possibility of adopting a traffic light approach to the performance monitoring. The traffic light example is here. You have the red, green and yellow. It's very straightforward. It may be simplistic, but at the beginning of the reform, this is a very viable tool. Management information is consolidated as it moves up in the performance-based budget process. The information is at the bottom of the pyramid by program in full. As this information moves to the central agency and parliament levels, this information is further consolidated. The two documents presented here lead us to conclude with the following message. Strategic planning and performance monitoring are key for budget reform. Thank you for being with us, and long live PFM Board.